So tell me about this. What happened with your Apple Watch?
So originally I bought it. I was so excited, and it came, and I waited for so long, and I put it on. I was very happy. I can make watch faces out of all my art.
Yeah,
and it was
you showed
lovely.
me.
And then I was sitting there, and my coworker who sits next to me, she was like, "It's a little small, isn't it?" I was like, "What do you mean? They only come in one size." She said, "I don't know. I think that's the women's Apple Watch." I was like, "No, actually, no. I think you're wrong." But then immediately, same day, like I look it up, I'm like, Apple Watch big size on Amazon. Turns out I did get the small one. Turns out I did get the women's one. So I had to march my ass over to UPS to return it, and then order another one. It came Friday, but the thing is,
what is the thing?
The thing is, I ordered the GPS one instead of just the GPS and cellular.
Okay,
Apple
what does that
Watch.
mean?
So
for those of us who don't partake in Apple products, what does this mean?
So the one I originally got was GPS and cellular. Is this of any interest to the audience?
I want to know because you seem very upset about it. We can cut it. You can cut it.
I can cut it.
But I want to hear about it.
So with cellular and GPS, you're supposed to be getting all like the functionality of like having a cellular plan on your watch instead of just like GPS and data.
Okay.
So I got that originally, and then my dumbass didn't look at the full listing on Amazon. I just saw the bigger size, and I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll just buy this."
Oh no!
But it was only GPS and not cellular. It doesn't have cellular functionality. But the other day, I fucking texted from it, so I don't know why they would charge me an extra $10 a goddamn month for the privilege of having cellular on my watch, even though I can still text from it.
That's pretty wild. Is that all it's supposed to do?
Who the fuck do they think they are?
Listen. Not to be on my high horse.
Yeah, you don't like Apple products.
But that's why I don't like Apple products.
Right.
Because they upsell you like that and shit.
Yeah. Well, I got it, and I didn't
So
really...
it is bigger. I can see that.
Yeah.
I never would have realized you had the smaller one. If it makes you feel any better.
I never realized I would have had the smaller one.
Did you feel
either.
bad about yourself, and that's why you changed it?
I felt bad about myself very, very suddenly.
Oh no!
It was jarring, and I just could not think about anything else at work. I was just thrown into disarray for a good solid hour.
Wow.
An hour and a half.
Wow.
So that's been my most
Your
recent
masculinity was really shaken.
Yeah, on my tiny little wrist.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks perfectly sized.
It did look perfectly sized. I thought it looked lovely. Can you still have your art on it, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I added those all back. And
Gotcha.
everything's actually fine. And it's like it never even happened. But there was a point where I got it, and I was like trying to set up cellular on this new watch, and it was like
said no.
Functionality wasn't there. And then I looked it up, the product listing, it only said GPS. I said, well, I'm not gonna march my ass back to UPS again, because I would have to probably look that same woman in the eyes and return another Apple Watch, which I don't know. I don't like that look for me.
I don't like that.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm feeling good. I'm not one for New Year's resolutions, but maybe I am. Maybe I've changed my tune. Okay. I think the problem I had with New Year's resolutions before was it was always like this big goal, and I never like my a resolution was like, do this. Mm-hmm. That's a big thing. And that's daunting, and that doesn't help. But like, instead of having a resolution like that, having a resolution like, we're going to make these small incremental habits, and just like naming it a resolution.
Okay. What are the small incremental habits that you're planning on making?
Like, for example, David and I sat down and we meal prep planned for the entire month.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, it was very nice. And it's something that I as one with ADHD, I often forget that things exist. It's really frustrating. Mm-hmm. And so if it's not in my calendar or I don't actually see it, I forget to do it. And I mean that like everything from like eating to doing like chores around the house, mm-hmm. to like if it's just not written down and I don't make time for it, I just don't remember to do it. So okay. Like that's been a big thing for me this past couple weeks, is like trying to make plans to be more actionable in that way, to build those small incremental habits, and it's been working so far. And
that's great, and that's valid. Have you considered a calendar on your wrist? easily accessible wherever you go.
See, I have not. I would never wear that.
I would never wear that, you dork ass. I would never in a million years be caught dead wearing an Apple Watch.
No, it took me lots of convincing to even wear my Fitbit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would never wear an Apple Watch. I just know myself too well.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd ever wear an Apple Watch either.
Yeah.
But here we are. God damn.
Maybe if there was like a Pixel, I think they have like Pixel watches and stuff too. But even then, that would do me no good. I just have my phone and then that works.
Gotcha. I don't really have any New Year's resolutions necessarily. I'm not looking forward to going back to the gym. That's going to be absolutely a fucking nightmare.
Why?
Because all the little hopeful...
non-routine people are going to be there.
That's a very polite and diplomatic way of putting it. Non-routine people.
Non-routine people are going to be there swarming the gym, but they'll be gone after like a month.
Yeah, so I only got to hold out for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about this for a quick resolution that we can complete in this recording session?
Oh.
What about changing the intro to My Existential Crisis?
What
if we threw around a couple ideas for different intros that we could do?
Different intros?
Yeah.
Such as?
A fun little game.
Oh, okay.
So the current intro we have is, welcome to My Existential Crisis, the podcast where we talk about all the things that make us question our entire sense of self.
You want to change my artistry? That's what you're saying.
Well, there's a few other suggestions to see if anything
sticks. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, welcome to My Existential Crisis. Is there anything we can change there?
The title of the podcast?
We'd be like, hey, folks, this is My Existential Crisis. And that seems a little folksier, a little bit more warm and welcoming. How do you do?
No, howdy do.
Howdy do.
Yeah.
Howdy don't.
I was watching. I love Home Alone, specifically Home Alone 2. It's so fucking good.
Lost in New York?
Oh, it's so good.
That was my favorite one growing up.
It's the best.
Yeah.
But howdy do. This is Peter McAllister, the father. I'd like to place a reservation. I know the entire movie.
Yeah.
I know the number for the Plaza Hotel.
All right, so we already had the first part. Howdy do.
Howdy do.
What is the address?
Call toll free 1-800-799-3000.
All right. So, first part, howdy do, folks. Or just howdy do. This is My Existential Crisis.
Howdy do. Howdy do.
Howdy do.
Say it like
this
that.
This is My Existential Crisis. It's a podcast where we talk. I don't know. I already... Well, I didn't cover the first part.
You didn't. I did that.
The podcast where we sit back and have some coffee and talk about crime. You know, maybe we should just go with the regular one. Hey, folks. Welcome to My Existential Crisis.
The podcast where we talk about all the things that make us question our entire sense of self.
Abandoning that resolution within not even 10 minutes.
That's okay. I didn't have high hopes for it just because I wanted to just let you cook because I knew this was going to happen. And you know what? You just came to the conclusion on your own.
It's better as it is. My name is Dylan.
My name's Madison. What do you have for us today? I'm so excited.
Of course. There's a chapel in New Mexico on the old Santa Fe Trail.
And we're gonna get married.
What song is this?
Going to the chapel and...
Oh, this is one of the old 50s songs.
Yeah, the Chapel of Love.
I've heard it.
To the
but
chapel
just
in
that
Santa
line.
Fe, New Mexico. Where is it?
New Mexico on the old Santa Fe Trail.
Going to the chapel in New Mexico on the old Santa Fe Trail.
Yeah, okay, there's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just keep workshopping that one.
Today is a day of workshopping.
Yes. Santa workshopping.
Oh.
Aww. From the outside, there's nothing immediately striking about this chapel compared to other chapels and churches you've seen elsewhere. But it's still a beautiful building made in the Gothic Revivalist style, from sandstone bricks from the local hills. It has a circular stained glass window with steeply pitched gable, topped with a statue, and small spires, and decorative stone carvings. If you were passing through Santa Fe and saw the Loretto Chapel, you might stop to appreciate its architecture. But unless you went inside, you'd never know that this chapel contains one of the strangest mysteries in New Mexico history. But first, we have to start all the way back in 1873.
Oh, wow. Some history.
Yeah. The chapel was commissioned by the Sisters of Loretto with the intention of creating a girls' school called Loretto Academy. Archbishop Jean-Baptiste Lamy had hired 2 French architects to aid with a separate project, suggesting the sisters use their services on the side to create a space for their school, and so Projectus Muli took on the work. Projectus Muli.
That's a lot.
And in the last episode as well.
Yeah.
The names were just different.
Yeah, that was a name?
Projectus.
Projectus.
Yeah, that's a first name.
Projectus Muli.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like it's Latin, isn't it?
It sounds Latin.
It's like an old church hymn. Projectus Muli.
Yes, just in the mood to sing that Well, he's French.
Projectus Muli.
Yeah, it's definitely getting there.
Sorry, I'm on Hinge today. I don't know what's on. Continue.
She has mandarin oranges and a dream. So Projectus Muli took on the work. Projectus was the main architect on the Loretto Chapel, basing his design on the Saint Chapel in Paris. And when it was finally completed and consecrated in 1878, it became a place for students and nuns to congregate. Nothing strange or mysterious about any of this. Well, we're going to get into things.
I'm so sorry to interrupt once again.
Oh, no worries. Actually, doesn't fucking matter. What's up? What's up?
I was just going to clarify because I was distracting myself and probably everybody else. Did you say we're in Paris?
No, this is in New Mexico.
Yeah, but why did you say Paris?
Oh, because the design of the chapel was taken from another religious building in Paris.
Okay, that's what I was confused about. Because I was like, I thought we were in New Mexico, and then I heard Paris, and I was confused. Okay.
Yeah, the design was taken from the Saint Chapel in Paris.
I'm sorry, I'm a dumbass. Cool.
Is there anything else that you want?
No, and I love that you nodded after I said I'm a dumbass.
Projectus Muli, the main architect on the Loretto Chapel, died in 1879. Shit. So I'm glad he didn't get too attached to this guy because he's gone now.
I was too late.
Yeah. And though the project was almost entirely complete, there was still something missing.
Oh.
The chapel's occupants were still missing a way to access the choir loft. Because of the confined space, they weren't able to build a typical staircase. And so the Sisters of Loretto consulted multiple architects in the hopes that one of them would be able to finish what Muli had started. Unfortunately, none of the builders they met were able to provide a workable solution, so the nuns did what nuns do.
Wait, but why weren't they able to provide a workable solution?
The confined space in the chapel didn't allow for a typical staircase to be built.
I'm not trying to be dumb, but I feel like it's not hard to build a staircase.
All right, go ahead.
I don't fucking know.
Go ahead, build a staircase.
What about the confined space? They just like it was just like they just like couldn't make one that like go up. It had to be like a spiral.
They weren't able to make conventional staircases given the confined situation in which they were. And my research only goes. It's very superficial.
I have so many questions though, Dylan.
All right, what's the first question?
The one I asked.
So it's a confined space.
But what about
they can't make a straight staircase because there isn't enough space.
It can't just go like up.
Well, that is what was eventually settled on.
Wait, why wouldn't they just go up?
Spiral staircase.
Oh, okay. I see.
But the architects in the area apparently
didn't know how to make a spiral staircase.
They weren't qualified enough to take on this project.
Okay, I see.
I guess architects in New Mexico in this area specifically
pretty shitty.
We're not the best at creative problem solving. All right.
Sorry.
Were there any other questions?
No, but that was an important one that I had in my brain. I would have harped on it the entire time.
No, that's perfectly legitimate. Now, the nuns prayed for 9 days straight to St. Joseph, the patron saint of carpenters. Madison, are you familiar with St. Joseph at all?
Baby Jesus' father.
Yes, that's correct. For those of you not in the know, St. Joseph was married to the mother of Jesus, Mary. Wikipedia has him listed as the, quote, legal father of Jesus.
Oh.
Which is, as I mentioned, he's the patron saint of carpenters. And so the Sisters of Loretto Chapel prayed to him in the hopes of finding someone qualified for this particularly difficult job.
Okay.
On the last day of their praying, the prayers were apparently answered because a mysterious stranger appeared who claimed they could complete the work. And this is where things begin to get strange.
Okay.
Stories about the construction of the staircase tend to differ, with some being more unbelievable than others, but it's said that the man worked alone, using only a few basic hand tools. Some say the staircase took him only a single night, while others claim that it took months. When he was finished, the man, who never revealed his identity, disappeared without collecting his pay, leaving behind the incredible marvel of carpentry that still stands in the Loretto Chapel to this very day. And that's how this story goes. This story, emphasis on story, but we'll get into that. You look like you have a question.
I think this is all happening so quickly. This is wild.
Right. So the Loretto Chapel was built, and they didn't have a way to access the choir loft.
I understand that part.
Architects in the area couldn't do it. They
But
prayed
this
for
random
9
man
days to Saint Joseph, and then a mysterious stranger appeared.
And he left without collecting payment.
That's correct.
And he's able to make this staircase. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And not only is it just a typical staircase either, it is a marvel of carpentry.
Okay.
Now, what's special about this staircase?
I don't know. Please.
I'm so glad that I asked.
Me too.
The finished staircase seems to defy physics, standing 20 feet tall without any obvious support, where most spiral staircases have some kind of central pole to stabilize the rest of the structure. This one does not.
Oh.
Instead, the staircase is stabilized by its stringers, like a typical straight staircase. These stringers are the structural members that support steps and vertical elements, the backbone of the staircase, essentially.
Wait, so it's literally just a standing spiral staircase balanced by its own weight?
That's correct.
That's fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it gets even crazier than that. Now, the stringers in what's called the Miraculous Stair, as it's become known, are instead twisted into a helix. It's been observed that the inside stringer has such a tight radius that it can effectively act as a straight center support, like those you typically find in a spiral staircase. Now, there's another strange component to this staircase as well, the fact that the builder didn't use a single nail.
What?
Instead, he used wooden pegs, which is impressive on its own, but has another purpose as well. Wooden pegs help to prevent degradation of the joints as wood swells against nails due to changes in temperature and humidity. There were some changes made to the staircase over time, including a railing and iron support bracket to remove some of the springiness. Concerning the railing, the staircase was apparently so terrifying to climb down that students and nuns did so on their hands and knees.
Holy shit.
And so the craftsman Philip August Hesch helped to add the railings in 1887.
I was going to say, also wild that there was no railings to begin with.
Mm-hmm. So to give you an idea what this looks like, it's a spiral staircase with no center pole,
It's just a spiral.
A spiral
like
that goes up into the air with
coil.
no railings on either side.
Like a coil.
Uh-huh, exactly.
That's wild.
Supported entirely by the stringers that I talked about.
Its own like weight, essentially.
Mm-hmm. And it was so sort of self-supporting that those who stood on it reported springiness to the structure itself.
Holy.
So incredible work to be done today.
Yeah.
Let alone back in the late 1800s with hand tools and no electricity.
Jeez.
Now, the staircase already has several strange qualities, but it gets stranger. Despite the unconventional structure of the staircase, it's able to hold an enormous amount of weight without issue. This is made clear by a photo taken in 1959 of at least 20 choir members posing together on the steps.
Jeez.
Yeah. There's also the matter of the wood used to create the staircase. It's a kind of spruce that isn't native to New Mexico, where the chapel is located. I imagine back in the 1800s, they didn't have the same kind of flexibility with material sourcing that we do now.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the wood was collected from somewhere else out of state.
Do they know where?
They don't. They're not sure. Just out of state, probably in a surrounding state where spruce
but
is more
that's
available.
Still a long way to travel.
Mm-hmm. On the quality of the craftsmanship, several carpenters have given their opinion, and they're all in agreement. Taken from a Washington Post column by Tim Carter, I quote, "It's a magnificent work of art that humbles me as a master carpenter. To create a staircase like this using modern tools would be a feat. It's mind-boggling to think about constructing such a marvel with crude hand tools, no electricity, and minimal resources." Another professional carpenter was interviewed for the 2014 book Mysterious New Mexico, and he had this to say: "The execution is just incredible. The theory of how to do it, to bend it around in a two-turn spiral, that's some difficult arithmetic there." Now, what do you think? I can see you doing the two-turn spiral with your hand there. What are your thoughts on this so far? This mysterious stranger comes into town, offers to do this project, creates this incredible piece of carpentry that is difficult to replicate even today with just simple hand tools and minimal resources.
It sounds wild. And I have two thoughts. Mm-hmm. It's either Joseph himself or his protege, Jesus.
Jesus. Yes, it was Jesus.
I don't know.
Ooh, yeah.
I genuinely don't know. Mm-hmm. Like, that's pretty wild. Okay, so do they have like a description of this man?
They do not have a description of this man.
Because my other thought was maybe it was an indigenous American. Because I know that they were more advanced in terms of like construction, and the way that they build houses to this day is something that like it's been largely abandoned, but it shouldn't be, because it's more sustainable, and they knew what they were doing. And so like a lot of the modern construction that we do, or that we should be doing to make good houses that are stable, actually come from the properties that they use. So I was maybe they have like a more advanced arithmetic mindset to make these kind of structures. I don't know.
Well, that's definitely an interesting theory, and I could see that being the case. However, we do have a lead on who this could potentially be.
Please.
Now, so at this point, you might be wondering, who was the mystery carpenter?
It's very much what I'm wondering. Also, they didn't accept payment, which is wild.
Well, all of this is just from what they said. The nuns.
True.
And although nuns are godly, do they always tell the truth?
It's true. I can also see somebody making it as like a donation to the church. So I guess it's not so super outlandish. Anyway, sorry, continue.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, the stranger who worked in the Loretto Chapel allegedly didn't give his name, nor did he allegedly accept payment.
Oh.
The nuns claimed he was Saint Joseph, patron saint of Stepdads, but there is some evidence as to his actual identity that's been gleaned over the years.
Title.
Patron saint of Stepdads. A century later, in the early 2000s, the amateur historian Mary Jean Cook suggested that the likely builder was a man named Francois Jean Rochas. He lived during a time frame where his appearance at the Loretto Chapel was possible, and his background checks out as well. He was a recluse, a rancher, and an occasional carpenter who traveled from France to New Mexico around the 1870s.
Okay.
Rochas was actually murdered in 1894, and a year later there was an article in the Santa Fe New Mexican which said the following. He was a Frenchman and was favorably known in Santa Fe as an expert worker in wood. He built the handsome staircase in the Loretto Chapel and at St. Vincent Sanitarium.
Oh, shit.
And there's additional evidence to support this as well. There was also an entry in the nun's logbook that claimed that Rochas had been paid $150 for, and I quote, wood in 1881, which supported the idea that he'd completed some kind of work for them. And there was further evidence that Rochas was the mystery carpenter, as he owned an extensive set of carpentry tools. However, there's some conflicting information that casts doubt on whether or not Rochas was a carpenter.
Quick question.
Yeah.
How was he murdered?
That information was not provided.
Cool.
Yeah. Though the staircase was completed in 1881, which if he was pushed down the stairs, that would be hilarious.
No!
But also tragic. Though the staircase was completed in 1881, which lines up with the date from the nun's logbook, it seems strange that they would write wood instead of carpentry work, staircase, or some other more accurate identifier. Unless they were scheming behind the scenes.
I was going to say, unless there's another type of wood that he was getting paid for.
Jesus. Charging $150 for those services in 1881, Rochas must have been a hell of a woodworker.
He was good with his hands.
Man. Hey, nuns need some too, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, this is terrible.
All right. Now, the sisters claim they never knew the carpenter's name, and the man didn't accept pay, which conflicts with the logbook's entry. That said, I wouldn't be surprised if the sisters dramatized things a little, or if the story became more grandiose than they intended, only growing over the years. I don't mean to heap so much hate onto the nuns. I'm sure that they were lovely women who were always in the service of God, so on and so forth. But they have motive as well to make up a story.
They do.
They might have invented the story for their own ends for a few different reasons.
Okay.
To attract more donations or attention to the chapel, to get more support for the academy, that kind of thing.
I can see
because of St. Joseph himself.
Built these stairs.
Uh-huh.
Even just like to visit them, you could pay.
Mm-hmm. And today it's a museum. So apparently it worked.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd visit.
It's funny how you always tend to bring like stories that are more like true crime and like that kind of thing. Like violence and murder and
Yikes.
so on and so forth. And I'm bringing a goddamn story about a staircase. About stairs.
Stairs.
About a really well-built staircase.
Tim, what do you have for us today? Stairs.
Yeah, stairs.
It's groundbreaking.
Get this. It's about stairs. We're going to talk about stairs today.
We've been doing a lot of history stuff though lately.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Stairs.
Now, there's also the subject of the logbook entry itself. John Clark, a political speechwriter, who I don't know how that qualifies him to talk about this at all, provided additional information in the National Catholic Register, in which he directly contradicted Cook's claim. He said that the memo in the logbook read, paid for wood and Mr. Rochas for N school, referring to a nearby school the sisters paid him to build. There's no mention of a staircase, according to Clark. Other sources have the entry stating, paid for wood, Mr. Rochas, $150.
Okay.
What do you make of that?
Did we have confirmed that he did build the other school?
We don't.
Does it look like it? Like if he made this master staircase, does the other place look like shoddy and run down, or like could they be like making by the same people?
I could find no evidence of any information on that school. And he's not a gigolo.
I think it would make sense that he would then build that staircase. I don't know what the running rate is for a staircase in carpentry.
That is a great question.
Oh,
because we're going to get into that in a second. But as you were saying,
no, that's what I was going to say. I don't know the running rate for it, so that would be the way I would like.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense financially for it to be a school that was built or just a staircase? There's a very different costs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think it's certainly odd that the nuns would write a memo for wood if they paid for an entire staircase.
Yes.
Unless they were hoping to obscure that information because they had this story in mind that they wanted to weave.
Yes. I also think it's odd that they would just write wood for a school as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's odd on many different layers, but yes.
Truly, yeah. And I also think that it's odd that Rochas could complete this kind of project if he was only, and I quote, an occasional carpenter.
Yeah.
Despite his large number of tools.
That's also suspicious.
Now let's get into the numbers.
Okay.
Let's do some math. We don't do enough math on this podcast.
You know, we are now a history and mathematics podcast.
Yes.
Arithmetic.
Mm-hmm. Now, $150 in 1881 would amount to around $4,766.50 today.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
That's a lot.
To pay for wood. Now, let's look into this a little more. It takes an estimated 700 pounds of spruce wood to build a staircase like the one in Loretto Chapel.
Mm-hmm.
Going off of the data we have, 700 pounds of spruce wood in 1881 wouldn't come anywhere close to $150.
What would it cost?
The total material cost would be about $20.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What about like transportation? Because it was out of state.
Even with the additional logistics,
Even if it were double, that would still be like $40.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It wouldn't reach anywhere close to how much he was paid for, quote unquote, wood.
Okay.
So obviously they were obscuring something because nobody would pay $150 for wood, let alone a chapel who already has likely, not as much money to spend.
Yeah.
So going off the data we have, it wouldn't come close to $150, even accounting for the fact that they had to transport the wood from out of state, which suggests that Rochas was being paid for far more than just wood.
Mm-hmm. What'd I say?
Yeah.
What'd I say?
Yeah. Now, the bottom line is you're looking at a total material cost of roughly $20. Paying $150 leaves us with $130 that are unaccounted for.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. This strongly suggests that Rochas was the one who built the staircase. Even if he built the school as well, as suggested by the contestant memo, he could have worked as a contractor on both projects.
Yeah.
Now, with all this information, Madison, what do you think about this mystery? Do you think it's still a mystery, or do you think we can conclusively say that Mr. Rochas was the one who built the staircase in the Loretto Chapel?
I think it's very likely that he built the staircase because, again, like if that's a lot of money but that's a lot of money for a staircase. So even if you go back to say what you said before about like it being a lot of money and why that was the evidence.
Sure.
Okay.
So in the logbook, the memo stated paid Mr. Rochas for wood $150.
Yes, and there was like $130 that were left.
Yeah. So total material cost of spruce in 1881 would come to about $20, which leaves $130 for something else. It's obvious that the nuns didn't just pay for wood.
Oh, they paid for, but that's still a lot to pay for like the time, I guess.
Well, if the carpenter were to work on the staircase over the span of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months, then their salary could have comprised the rest of that money.
I see that.
Additionally, if they were working on another project like the nearby school, it's likely that it would have come to around somewhere.
I see.
In the hundreds.
Do we know the going rate for like an hourly wage for carpenters in the day? Like, what does a carpenter usually get paid to carpent?
Madison, you have way too much faith in me in terms of the research that I do. I think I've proven by now.
But you know the questions I'm going to ask.
I sometimes do, but a lot of the times I don't. And even when I have an inkling like, oh, she might ask this question, I get tired. I get so tired. And I have to take a little nap, or I have to go do something else or eat a snack.
Wild.
So I can't say. Maybe one of the listeners knows. Probably not.
Probably not.
But we can suspect that if 700 pounds of spruce for the staircase costs about $20, $130 left over for the construction of the staircase.
I have another question.
Okay.
I hope you have the answer to it. Do we know how much wood would be needed for the school?
Well, they said for the nearby school.
Yeah.
No idea. Not a goddamn clue.
So then I cannot conclusively say that the services rendered were... I don't know how large the school is.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Then how can I conclusively say that was the cost for all of it?
Well,
if I don't know the going rate for carpenters in the 1800s, nor do I know how large the school is and the materials for that.
Well, we could find a clue when we talk about how much $150 would be today, which is roughly $4,000, $766.50.
I think it would be more expensive to build a school and stairs.
Now, that memo in the logbook is contested. Some people say that there is reference to a nearby school. Some people say that there is not.
Oh.
So.
But then also $4,000 was like a lot for a staircase. I guess one as masterful as that.
I mean, it seems if I was hiring a contractor for a spiral staircase in a chapel, which is something I would 100%
obviously do.
I feel like it would be pretty accurate to pay them $4,000.
That makes sense. Okay. You know what? Yeah.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
All right. All right.
I think if I did, I think you'd cry. You'd be like the squonk on your t-shirt right now.
I'll give my own little opinion here. If we're moving...
It sounds like I know your opinion. It sounds like you think the nuns have conspired.
I think the nuns are conspiring.
Yeah.
I think it's the nuns. They're lying.
It's the nuns.
Because why would a nun write in the logbook wood for $150 when it wouldn't even be close to $150?
I don't know.
Inaccurate.
Inaccurate.
And also, they wrote that in 1881, which is when the staircase was completed.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So why would they... What other project would they have to pay that amount of money for?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Now, if we're going off of the payment from the logbook and the pretty conclusive article from the Santa Fe New Mexican, we can confidently say that it was Francois Jean Rochas who built the staircase in Loretto Chapel, and not St. Joseph, and not Jesus.
Damn.
Although it's a very cute story, and I'm sure that it attracted donations, it doesn't line up with the facts, which kind of sucks because I really like the mystery.
Yeah.
I do. It turns a truly impressive feat of carpentry into something mystical. But the truly mystical, the real magic, can survive scrutiny. You can kick the tires. And this miraculous stair just doesn't hold up. Sources are Wikipedia, Loretto Chapel, Stairways Inc., and Inflation Calculator.
Damn. What do you think about the stairs?
I first heard about this mystery a long time ago, and I thought, wow, that is incredible stuff. And the more that I looked into it, the more I trusted nuns less and less.
Those poor nuns.
It was a conspiracy among the nuns.
I feel like, okay, this feels like it goes a lot deeper than just this story. It feels like there's a lot
mistrust of nuns.
Yeah. Let's just talk about this, Dylan. There seems to be a lot of mistrust and disdain, I would say, for nuns.
I have nothing against nuns. I do have
nothing against nuns.
None. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Damn. I do have something against nuns who invent tall tales.
Okay, that's fair.
To get attraction and donations to the little chapel.
Yeah.
I think that is inexcusable. And I think they should have their staircase taken away.
Oh!
And they aren't allowed to go to the choir loft anymore.
Go to the choir loft. Yeah. I have some sympathy for nuns who tell tall tales. Because the reason I say that is because growing up religious, I can see how things can easily get out of hand in terms of like things that you believe or things that you want to believe so badly, or things that you want others to believe. So like I can see how the lines are kind of like tiptoeing there. Now, obviously, somebody made a decision to tell a fib, but I imagine there were probably other nuns in the rectory who probably did believe, truly, genuinely, like not actually. I don't think that they were all in on it. And I can see how having like Mother Superior make this fib up and then convince the other nuns of its truth. And I can also see motivation behind why a Mother Superior might do that. Because like, what if they needed the money and they might be like out on the street? I don't know how it is with nunneries, but like if it closes down, they can't afford to like feed themselves. Yeah, like basic stuff for themselves. I mean, like they have to join in like another nunnery that has to like move from like the home that they know. Like it might be more survival than anything. Or maybe they thought it would be a nice way to get people to believe. And like they wanted to restore some faith. So like I see a lot of layers here where it's not malicious intent, but where it's meant to be good, done in a not so great way. Yeah,
I understand that. It's hard to think that the primary nun supreme, was able to maintain the lie that this carpenter was nameless and mysterious didn't take payment when it was just a French guy.
I can see how she would keep the secret if she's the one paying them. This man
1 second. Oh, this guy, maybe the most French man ever.
What is his name? Pirouet or Parsnip?
Parsnip, it was his name. That's correct.
Is it like persnickety? Poor projectus?
Projectus was the one who built the chapel. So this guy his name was...
Francois.
His name was Francois Jean Rochas.
I was right, though.
So how do they convince the other nuns, the nunlets, the nunlings, that this man, the stranger, Saint Joseph?
They don't speak the same language.
Well, Saint Joseph would speak Latin, wouldn't he? No, that's fucking wrong. Saint Joseph would speak... What Saint Joseph back in the day when Saint Joseph was around?
They might have believed that he would...
Aramaic? Sumerian?
Something like that.
What is the language that Jesus spoke?
Arabic, most likely.
Arabic?
Most likely.
So this man would be Arabic. He wouldn't be French if he was Saint Joseph.
But how many people today think that Jesus is white?
How many people today think Jesus is French?
Perhaps. They might not have known the language. Maybe they didn't know the language, or maybe he just didn't speak to them because they just didn't know the same language.
I think they're goddamn liars. And I don't hate women, all right?
And I don't.
I want that to be known.
You have fire in your eyes. Your eyes are wild.
I just distrust these nuns.
Yeah.
I don't think these nuns, something about them.
Listen, all I'm saying is I can see. I mean, like, there's so look at like the Scarlet Letter. That's a really great analogy that I have to continue explaining because you're looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? What? Okay, so the Scarlet Letter is about this Puritan village, and it's or like the Crucible.
Okay, yeah, I read that.
It's the same premise.
Hawthorne.
Yeah, same premise.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a Puritan area, and lies and gossip spread, and they turn into truth, and then people believe it. So I can see that very well happening here, where they want so desperately to believe that they do believe it. That is very common to this day.
It is. And I guess...
And again, there have been images of a white Jesus for centuries at this point. So they probably, having it be a white person, it probably made sense to them. I mean, literally, I was watching a video of the Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard, and they're rebranding. Did you know?
I did not.
They're rebranding. This is relevant, I promise. They're rebranding to talk about how they have a church.
Oh.
And the interview with this person was saying, so, like, basically, like, this is what Jesus believes in, all this and that. If a black person wanted to come to your church, would they be welcome? Probably not. Jesus was Jewish. Jesus was most likely not white. He said, yeah, I can see how that's like historically accurate. And then this interviewer asked, so if a Jewish person came to your church wanting to be saved, would they be invited? No, they wouldn't be welcome. So I can see in that example how their views are so distorted that they believe in their own things. Now that was a extreme example using the KKK, but in reverse, I can see them being like, so does this making sense?
It does.
Okay.
And, we've talked in the past about instances of shared delusion.
Yes. Very similar to that. Like I can see, and maybe even not, I think it can be a mixture of shared delusion and just like misinformation. Like at that time, like, I don't think that there was a lot of information about Jesus being Palestinian and being from that area and not being white. Yeah. So like, I can see that they probably have this image just like we have currently of Jesus being white and Mary being white and Joseph being white, and I can see them turning a blind eye to all these other inconsistencies.
It's very possible. So that could be one explanation.
Not to harp on it.
No, that could be one explanation, is that it was a shared delusion that they fed into and eventually believed.
Yes.
Over the course of the project. And
because also, like, they probably don't get a lot of outsiders. This man was probably like, he was foreign. He probably seemed mysterious to them for sure. And they probably like I'm not a nun, but I imagine it gets a little boring in there.
It is nothing but boring in there.
So
I guarantee it.
They're probably gossiping amongst themselves. Like, did you see him do this? Did you see that? I can see that. I can see that kind of spreading.
Yeah, I can see that too. I'm more inclined to believe that it was
that you hate women and that you fucking hate
I don't
dogs.
hate women. That it was more malicious, just because the details and the inconsistencies, like the logbook memo of them just blatantly misrepresenting the truth.
Yeah.
And the fact that they said that he wasn't paid.
Yeah.
And the fact that they said that they didn't know who he was when his name is in the logbook.
Yeah.
Makes me think. And one of the things that I think we should caution against is that when you assign magic and mystery to something that is not magical or mysterious, you run the risk of being unable to recognize the magical and mysteriousness right in front of you.
I really like that. That's a really good point, because if you make up these things, then it dismisses the actual magic and mystery that is in the world.
And there's so much of it.
And I think that's also another really interesting point that, like, I think we've talked about this a lot before in terms of what people believe in or don't believe in. Like, for example, ghosts. Like, there's so many people who are like, that's preposterous. Like, ghosts don't exist. And then those very same people would believe in this or believe in other things. Like, there's a lot of, like, you know, maybe if we are not making things up, or if we're not, like, it goes, but I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point.
Yeah, no, I get it. Wow. That was a story that I brought today.
Yeah.
And I think it's absolutely curious and fun. And
I would say so.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing stairs to us today, Dylan.
Absolutely.
As we climb into the new year.
Yeah. One step in front of the other, huh?
Yeah. Onward and upward. All right.
Thank you so much, folks.
Thanks, guys. If you want to hear more about stairs and history and true crime and paranormal and all these weird things that we bring to you every week or so, you can find us at ME Crisis Pod on Instagram and Facebook. You can email us myexistentialcrisispodcast@gmail.com. Dylan, where can they find you?
Marble folk. Like, if you want us to do an episode on, like, the 10 most disturbing stairs of all time, then, I don't know, let us know.
One done.
Yeah, there we go.
9 most disturbing stairs. Yeah. And you can find me at my first and my last name. Okay, bye.
Bye.